So here we are now going to continue. See, in the previous session, we just discussed about how do we print the Fibonacci series of n terms. Folks, am I clear to all of you? This is what we discussed. I gave two applications. I mean, I asked you people to write two programs. I think you have completed. Can I expect that?
Yes.
Online folks. Online folks, have you completed those, the examples?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, done. Okay. Yeah. What about the other guys? Aksh, what about you?
Yeah, I did not get a chance because it's night for me when it's class. In the daytime, I have a work.
Okay.
So I went for work. So I didn't get a chance, but I definitely do on the weekends.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hello. Can you, yeah, guys, can you respond? Have you done the simple two examples I told you in the last session, right? Yeah. Okay, good. Done, good. Yeah, folks.
Yes,
See,
sir.
yeah, very good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, folks. See, what are the two
Actually,
programs?
Nivas, I have a quick question.
Sure.
Uh, my workplace is like a far from my home, like a 3 hours.
Mm,
So I'm traveling every Tuesday to Thursday.
mm,
So I'm not like paying much attention, just attending the class.
mm,
But when you start like a new batch,
mm.
can I join again?
Yeah,
Is that
sure. Why not? Yeah, sure.
okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, folks. See, uh, what is the program that I told yesterday is just find the factorial of a given number. Suppose you have a n as a number, then you have to find n factorial, right? It's very simple to actually to find out. If you want to find the factorial of n, you should store the factorial result into some variable, right? Like we discussed about sum of the factors of a number. To store the sum value, we need some variable. And we initialize sum with 0. But while finding the factorial, we should not initialize the variable with 0. So the reason why we should not initialize the variable with 0 to store the factorial value is when you multiply 0 with any other number, then the result will be 0 again. Am I right or not? That's why we should initialize the value 1 to the variable. Let's say, guys, everyone just observe it, okay? Factorial equal to 0. Sorry, equal to 1. You take some int variable. I'm just explaining the logic. You just complete the program, everyone. In online and offline, if you did already, that's well and good. See, guys, then I'll start with for loop and then I'll start with int. I can see, n factorial means I can multiply from 1 to n, or even I can multiply from n to 1 also. It's your wish. So this time I would like to write decremental for loop. I is equal to n. When I'm starting from high value to low value, then I should use the conditions greater than or equal to. So what should I write? I greater than or equal to 1. I minus. Because, you're decrementing from n to 1, right? Not incrementing from 1 to n. From n you are starting, you're just coming, you're climbing down, right? Now you're not climbing up. Okay, you're going down to 1. Nothing but decrementing. Am I right? So what's the what's the increment or decrement? So what's the increment or decrement part I should write? I minus. It's not I plus, it's I minus. And just simple thing is what you should write. The only one statement in the for loop is what? Factorial equals to, that's it. Factorial equals to factorial multiply with I. That's it. Then you display system.out.println of factorial. This is simple logic. Folks in online, this is a logic to find the factorial of a given number. Then I told you to ask, I asked you to write the multiplication table. I should write the multiplication table of a given number. If n is your number, then you need to, this is the way to find the factorial. Online folks, am I clear to you? Why I took factorial is equal to 1. Am I clear to you? Online guys, am I clear to you why I took the factorial is equal to 1?
Yes.
Yes. Very good. Good to go. Thanks. Okay, guys. This is the logic. Done. Guys, could you tell me yeah. What's the next program that I asked you to write? Multiplication table of a given number. Suppose n is your number, then you have to write the multiplication table. Okay, right? So how do you print multiplication table, folks? Multiplication table you have to print from 1 to 10. Suppose if n is 5, 5 1s are 5 to 5 10s are 50. Am I clear? If n is equal to 5, then you have to print 5th table. If n is equal to 20, you have to print 20th table. Folks, am I clear to you online folks? Am I clear to you? Yes? Very good. And one more thing. A small thing I have to explain. When you took the factorial, please make it as long instead of int. Do you know why? Why should I take this as a long variable rather than int variable? Because if your number is a big number, let's say you want to find out the 50 factorial. 50 factorial, not 15, 50 factorial. It's a very long number. Do you know? 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5 into 6 into 7 up to 50. It's going to be a very long number that cannot fit in the integer variable. That cannot fit in the int variable. That's why we are taking the long data type. Because long can occupy 8 bytes memory. Obviously, it can store a huge value. And that's why we are taking the long variable. This is one thing, just keep it in mind, folks. Everybody in online and offline. If you have already written the program, please change the data type from int to long. Okay? Good. Now, could you tell me how to print a multiplication table? What's the for loop for that? If n is your number, then how do you print a multiplication table? For int I equals to 1, I starts at 1, I less than or equals to 10.
10.
That's good. It's not n, it is 10. What next? I plus plus. Because you want to print a multiplication table for a given number from 1 to 10 only, na? A given number is 8. 8 1s are 8 to 8 10s are 80. Am I clear? Means 1 to 10 only, na? For loop starts from I is equal to 1 and I less than or equals to what? 10. I plus plus. Then just simple statement. System.out.println. One line only. First print n plus asterisk plus I equals to means again it is to be a string. Because we want a design like that. Plus n multiply with I. Just only one line. Tell me what will be printed here? N. Suppose if n value is 5. Then what will be printed here? 5 will be printed. 5 will be printed. Followed by asterisk will be printed. Followed by I. Suppose if n value is 5. Suppose if n value is 5. Folks, tell me 5 will be printed. Then asterisk will be printed. Then 1 will be printed. I is equal to 1 initially. Then after that equal to is printed. Na? Then after that what is printed? n into I. What is n value? 5. What is the I value? 1. 5 into 1, 5. Folks, if n is 5, please don't get confused, okay? Suppose you have given a number n, its value is 5. N value is 5. I value starts at 1. I variable starts at 1. Folks, everyone, am I clear to you? Am I clear to you, folks? I value starts at where? 1. 5 1 ja 5. Tell me next after that, I will be incremented. After SOP statement, where does control go? Folks, after the SOP statement, where does control will go? Increment part, I plus plus. What is the value of I? 1, 1 plus 1, 2. Which means I will be 2. I becomes 2. Folks, am I clear now? I becomes 2. Tell me what's the current value of I now? 2. Folks, am I clear to all of you? I value is 2. Tell me what's the next line printed? What's the next line to be printed? 5 is a n value is 5. Multiply star operator will be, because I'm writing this asterisk in double quotes, na? If you write anything in double quotes, that will be printed as it is on the screen. So as it is, what is printed? Asterisk is printed. Next, what? I variable is printing. If you print the variable, it will fetch the value of the variable. What's the value of the variable? 2.
Yes.
Then equal to will be printed. Then fetch the value of n, fetch the value of I, and multiply both. What's the n value fetch? 5.
5.
What's the I value fetched? 2. 5 into 2? 10. Like this, the table will be printed. Folks, am I clear with the 2 examples yesterday what I asked? Online folks, can you give me reply?
Yes.
Everyone in online? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Good. Online folks, am I clear to you?
Yes.
Very good. Good to go, guys. We will start with the today's concept. I told today we are going to work with the nested for loops. What is nested for loop? Writing a for loop inside another for loop is called a nested for loop. Okay. Now, observe, for each iteration of the outer for loop, the inner for loop will be completely executed. I'll explain what does it mean. Okay now, folks? Online folks, am I clear? Here I am writing today's date. Today's date. (23rd May 2024). Folks, am I clear to you? 23rd May 2024 date. So we are looking for nested for loops. We are looking for nested for loop. So for each iteration of the outer for loop, the inner for loop will be completely executed. Okay? Right. Let's see examples, folks. Example 1. Example 1. Please listen to me, guys. For, obviously, for is a keyword. Keyword must be in lowercase only. For int, variable name is I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 3, I plus plus. Okay, now this is my outer for loop. Start the curly brace. Again, for int j is equal to 1, j less than or equals to 2, j plus plus. Am I clear, folks? It's too harsh. Huh? No, open it. Just a minute, folks. 1 second. Okay. Folks, observe it now. Int I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to 3, I plus plus. This is called which loop? Outer for loop. Oh. Okay. Outer for loop. This is called outer for loop. Guys, this is called inner for loop. Okay, or simply I'm writing this is inner for, but it won't allow me. Okay, I'm writing inner. System dot out dot println system dot out dot println of j. Okay. First of all, online people, online folks, this is called a nested for loop. Have you seen this now? Have you understood this? I will explain, but first, have you understood this now? Writing the outer for loop and writing the inner for loop. Writing the outer for loop and writing the inner for loop. Online folks, am I clear to you?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
that's good. That's good. So everyone, please listen. Everyone, please listen. I will try to explain you. So see here, folks. Now I'd like to ask you. Initially, first control enters into this outer for loop. Okay, outer for loop. Tell me, whenever control enters into the first statement, first of all, control will always go to which part?
Initialization.
Initialization part.
Okay.
Tell me, in this initialization part, could you tell me now what the variable I created? I. And what the value initialized? 1. Please understand, because there are so many multiple programs we are going to discuss next, but all those programs are going to depend on nested for loop only. That's why my request is, please try to listen very clearly. Don't get any confusion. If you are getting any confusion, please stop me there and please raise your question. Okay. Guys, I want to take one memory location. for the variable I. Guys, could you tell me what the value of I is 1? I is 1. Folks, after initialization, could you tell me where does control go? To the condition. What's the condition there? I less than or equals to 3. What is the value of I?
1.
1. 1 less than or equals to 3?
True.
True. If condition in a for loop is true, in a first statement if condition is true,
Hmm.
then tell me where does control will enter?
Next state.
Statements.
Into the
Inside
first,
the-
into the for loop body,
Yes.
Yes.
body of the
yes.
for loop.
Again.
Tell me in the body of the outer for loop, there is again first statement.
Yes.
Yes.
So the control now enters into this first statement now.
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Tell me if this is a first statement, do you know first control goes to where?
Initialization.
Again initialization only now? This part only, right? Yes. Could you tell me in this initialization which variable I created?
J.
J. Guys, let me write J here. Because you people, please try to understand. This is J. Tell me what is the value initialized in J?
1.
1. J starts at 1. Could you tell me next where does control will go?
Condition.
So the condition.
Condition.
Condition. Could you tell me
1 less than
J less than or equals to 2 is a condition? What's the value
Yes.
of J?
1.
1. 1 less than or equal to is a condition true? If
Yes.
this is a first statement, na? That's why if the condition is true as per the for logic or for execution, tell me where does control should go next?
In
For
statement.
loop body.
For loop body. Once condition is true, control goes to for loop body. Tell me in the
Yes.
for loop, the body is one more, the body is one SOP statement.
Yes.
Yes.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Then tell me SOP is printing the value of which variable?
J.
J.
J. I will let output here. Folks, output. Could you tell me what's output now? 1. J value is 1. Please understand, don't confuse. Guys. So please understand me, don't get confused. Could you tell me, once the statements are executed in a for loop, as per the for loop example or for loop execution, where does control will go next? Control will go to
Increment.
increment or decrement in the first statement.
In
Tell me now, next control will go to, after executing this SOP, next the control will go to
inner.
this increment only, na?
Yes.
Yes.
Am I clear?
Hmm.
Folks, everyone, am I clear with you?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me now, in this, which variable is incremented in this first statement? J variable. Could you tell me what's the next value of J?
2.
Very good. 2. Could you tell me once this increment is done, where does control will move?
Condition.
Body.
Condition. As per the first statement execution, after increment or decrement, next control moves to the condition. Tell me once control goes to the condition, what's the condition there?
2 less than or
J
equal
less
to
than or equals to 2. What is the J value?
2.
2.
Is 2 less than or equals to 2?
Equals.
2.
Yes, true. Guys, could you tell me if it is true? According to the first statement execution, once condition is true, control will enter into the body of the loop. Then tell me who is the body for this first statement, inner first statement?
Statement.
SOP? SOP of what?
J.
J.
Could you tell me what is the J value?
2.
2.
2.
Tell me the output 2 will be printed.
Yes.
Mm.
Once this SOP statement is printed, next control again goes to increment only.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Am I right
No,
or not?
J,
J plus
Right.
plus. Could you
Mm.
tell me now what the value of
3.
J?
3.
3.
J value will be 3. Once increment is done, could you tell me where does control will go next? Where does control will move?
It will
Condition.
change.
Control will next reach out to the condition.
Yes.
What's the condition there?
3
J
less than or
less than or
equal
equals
to
to 2.
2. False.
But what is the J value now? 3.
3.
3 less than or equals to 2. Is the condition true?
False.
False.
Yeah.
False.
False.
Understand, this is where very important. Tell me if condition is false in a for statement, then control moves out of the for loop.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me from where control is moving out now? From the
Outer.
inner
The
or
first
outer
one.
for?
Outer loop increment.
Outer.
Outer for
From
increment.
where the control is moving out? Whose condition is failed now?
Inner.
Inner loop
Inner.
condition.
So
Inner.
control will move out of the inner loop.
Yes.
Means control is moving out of the inner loop, means control is going out of the inner loop like this. From here, from the inner for loop, it is going out. Am I right or not?
Yes.
Hey folks,
Yes.
am I clear to you?
Okay.
Yes.
Going to this place?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Could you tell me now? Could you tell me now? Once the statements in a for loop are executed, next control will move to increment or
Increment.
decrement. Whose
Increment.
increment now?
I.
Outer for
Outer loop.
Is outer loop increment? Because control is moving out from
Inner
control
loop.
is moving out from
Inner
inner
loop.
for. After moving out of inner for loop or inner for statement, next where does control should go?
Outer
I.
loop.
increment.
Increment of the outer loop
Yes.
means
Yes.
from here the control will go to this increment.
Mhm.
Am I clear?
Yes.
Yes.
Guys, everybody in online, don't confuse now because this is the where you need to understand it clearly so that next applications will become easy for you. Am I clear so far?
Yes.
Could you tell me now, if I is incremented, what is the next value of I?
2.
I will be 2.
Yes.
I will be 2 now. Could you tell me once it is done, next control will enter into where?
Condition.
As per the first statement execution, after increment or decrement, control will reach out to condition. What's the condition now?
I less than or
I
equal to
less than or equals to 3. What's the value of I?
2.
2.
2 less than or equal to 3?
True.
Condition.
True. If this condition is true, can you tell me where does control will go?
Inner
Body.
for.
In a
Then
first
again
statement, if the
inner.
condition is true, definitely control will enter into the body.
Yes.
My question to all of you. If it again enters into the body, in the body there is again a first statement, na?
Yes.
Again.
Could you?
Hmm.
I've understood now.
Yes.
Again, which statement is there? For if it is a first statement, first where does control will go?
Initialization.
Initialization.
Hmm.
As per the first statement, whenever control goes or enters into first statement, first it will reach to initialization. Could you tell me now in the initialization what is there?
J equals 1.
In the J
Int
equal to
j
1.
is equal to 1, which means the previous variable is gone.
And then
This memory is gone. This memory is deleted. Could you tell me now j again starts at?
1.
1.
Very
From
good.
1.
Yes, I just want to write, please try to understand me. I would like to take one more box. Guys. Tell me what's the name of this box.
J.
J.
Could you tell me what's the current value of j now again?
1.
1.
J starts at 1 again.
Yes.
Yes. Tell me next. Once initialization is completed, where does control go?
Condition.
Condition. Condition. What's the condition? J less than or equals to 2. What's the j value now? 1.
1,
Is 1 less than or equal to 2?
2.
True. True means where does control go?
Body
State
of the
Body of the loop. Okay. Who is there in the body? SOP. What it will print?
J.
J.
Could you tell me what's the value of J printed again?
1.
1.
J value is 1. Na? Am I clear? Tell me once this SOP is printed, where does control will go?
Increment inner loop.
Increment in the inner loop.
Yes.
J plus plus. Could you tell me what's the next value of J?
2.
Very good. J value is 2. Could you tell me next where does control will go?
Condition.
Condition. What's the condition now? J
J
less
less-
than or equals to 2. Could you tell me what's the value of J?
2.
2 less than or equal to 2. Is the condition true?
Again.
Is the condition
Yes.
true? Yes.
Then
2 less than or equal to condition true.
body.
If condition is true, where does control go?
Body.
Statement.
Body
Body.
state.
Body.
Statement body.
Who is there in the body?
SOP.
Could you tell me what this SOP prints?
J.
2.
Could you tell me what's the value of J?
2. 2.
Guys, again 2 will be printed. Hey everyone. Tell me guys, next
Yes.
where does control will go?
Outer of
After the statements in the body are over, next control will go to increment.
Increment.
Could you tell me what's the next value of J?
3.
3. Could you tell me now what's the condition?
Check the condition.
It will go to condition. What's the condition? J less than or equal to 2. What is J value? What's the value of J?
3.
3. 3 less than or equal to 2.
False.
False. Am I clear, folks? False. Could you tell me if it is false? If it is false, control will move out of the inner for loop. Inner for loop. So it is moving
Yes.
out like this. Am I right or not? Tell me where does control will go now? After coming out of the inner for loop, where does control will go now? Increment of the outer for loop.
Increment of the outer.
So this is the place where it is going now. Hey everyone, am I clear?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Could you tell me what the next value of I?
3.
Please understand. Please be patient and understand. Could you tell me what is the condition after increment?
I less than
I
equal to
less than or equals to 3. What's the
3.
value of I? 3. Is 3 less than or equal to 3?
No, false.
Yes.
Oh, 3 less than or equal to 3.
True.
Yes.
True.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, 3 equal to 3, na? True.
Mhm.
Could you tell me if it is true, where does control will move? Into the body? Again, tell me if the control enters into the body, there is a first statement in the body now? Again, there is a first statement in the body? Then tell me if it is a first statement, where does control will enter? Initialization. Means our
Initialization.
previous J variable is gone. Its scope is over. Okay. Could you tell me now again? Could you tell me now again?
J will create.
There is a memory location created for J.
Yeah.
Could you tell me what's the value of J now?
Y.
Could you tell me what's the value of J now?
1.
1.
Yes.
After initialization, where does control will move?
Condition.
Condition. What's the condition?
J less.
J
less
less
than
than
or
or
equal
equals
to
to what? 2. What's the
Two.
J value there? 1.
1.
1.
1 less than or equal to 2?
True.
It's true.
True. It's true. It's true means control will enter into the body. Who is there in the body of the inner for loop?
J.
SOP statement is there. It will print whose value? J.
J.
What's the value of J?
1.
Wow. 1 again printed. Could you tell me after SOP statement, where does control will go?
Increment.
Inner loop increment.
Inner imp-
Okay, inner increment. Let us say J plus plus. Could you tell me what's the value of, what's the next value of J?
2.
2.
Could you tell me, guys? Please understand. Could you tell me what's the condition?
2 less than or equal
2
to
less than or equal to condition true. Where does
True.
control enter?
both.
the body? Into the body means which statement?
SOP. J.
SOP. What's the
J.
value of
Of
J
J.
printed?
2.
Very good.
That's
Could you tell me after SOP statement where does control will go?
Increment.
What's the next value for J?
3.
3. 3 is the next value. Could you tell me what's the condition?
3 less
False.
than
3 less than or equal to
two.
condition.
False.
False.
If condition false, control will move out of this inner for loop.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me if control moves out of inner for loop, next where does control will go?
Outer increment.
Increment in outer loop.
Yes.
Yes. Then tell me what's the next value of I?
3.
No, 3 is already over.
Sorry. 4.
It's 4. 4. Could you tell me what's the condition next?
4
4
less
less
than
than
or
or
Less
equal
than
to
equal
4
to
less than or
three.
equal to 3. Condition fail.
False.
Yes.
Condition false means control comes out of the loop.
Yes.
For loop.
Outer for loop.
Exactly. Outer for loop means control is moving out. Folks, what's the output printed?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1,
1, 2,
1,
1,
2,
2,
1, 2, and 1, 2. Am I clear so far?
Yes.
Tell me, for every iteration of outer for loop, tell me inner for loop is executed completely.
Yes.
Could you tell me when I is equal to 1, outer for loop, inner for loop J starts at 1, 2, then at 3 it falls. Means tell me how many times the inner for loop executed when I is 1.
2 times.
When I is 1, how many times
1.
inner for loop executed?
2.
2 times. Third
2
time
times.
failed. 2 times executed. That's what I told. You have to listen very clearly. Seems to be very simple. Seems to be very simple, but very complicated. Okay. Please understand me. Yeah. Tell me, guys, how many times inner for loop is executed when I is equal to 1?
2
2.
times.
2 times. When I is equal to 2, how many times inner for loop is executed?
Again 2 times.
Again 2 times. Third time failed. When I is equal to 3, how many times inner for loop is executed?
2 times.
2 times. Totally tell me how many times inner for loop is executed?
Totally 6 times.
6 times. You are getting output 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Totally 6 outputs, na?
Yes.
Means
Sure.
what? That's what statement I have written, guys. Now I'm just rubbing it because you got to know. Did you guys are clear with this explanation?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Did you guys are clear with this explanation?
Yes, sir.
Very good. I just want to cut this. Guys, what's the statement I written here? For each iteration of the outer for loop, the inner for loop will be completely executed.
Executed.
Am I clear now?
Yes.
Online folks,
Yes.
am I clear to you? Could you
Yes,
tell me
sir.
what's the output for this?
1, 2, 1, 2, 1.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2.
1,
One.
2.
2. Again 1, 2,
1.
1, 2. Very good, guys. This is example 1. Guys, let's go ahead and understand example 2. Folks in online, everybody, please try to tell me the output of this code for int I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 2, please understand, I less than or equal to 2, I plus plus. Guys, please take a paper and pen and try to find answer for this. For int j is equal to 1, j less than or equals to 2, j plus plus. For int k is equal to 1, K less than or equal to 2, K plus plus. System dot out dot println I plus J plus K. Close the inner for loop, another inner for loop. Try to write closing braces clearly, boss. That's very important. Many of the times you will get confusion, doubt, error, everything because of the braces mistakes. I am writing this is outer, this is inner, this is inner of inner. This is inner of inner. Please take a paper and pen. Take the neatly variables like I, J, K. Please take the variables I, J, K diagrams and try to find output for this example too.
Four into I equal to 1 or is greater than I plus equal to 2 I plus plus. I equal to 1
You will make the addition of three variables, or it will be separate.
plus plus.
Please take the variables I, J, K and try to find output for this example too. Take your own time, folks, because this is very important to know about how the nested for loops will execute. That's why take your own time slowly. Take the variable I, take the variable J, take the variable K, who is inner, who is outer, identify that. Slowly take the values of I, J, K, then try to print the output for these inner for loops for this example.
equal to 1, 7 equal to 1, 10 equal to 4, 5 equal to 1, 7 equal to 2, 10 equal to 1. Then
Yeah, folks, you took enough time. Yeah. little bit. Let's see. Okay, folks, observe it. Let's understand first. Okay, don't worry, because this is our next priority. Next, all programs will depend on this one only. Okay, let's see. I will also check the output now. Okay, folks, first tell me, in outer for loop, there is a variable called I created.
Yes.
What's the variable in outer for loop?
I.
I. What's the value of I, guys?
1.
Okay, I less than or equal to condition true.
Yes.
Then
One
tell me
less
control
than.
will enter into body of the for loop.
Yes.
Yes.
Then tell me in the body there is again a first statement.
Yes.
Then control goes to this initialization part, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then tell me what's the next variable created?
Z.
J.
J. Very good, guys. J. Could you tell me what's the value of J now?
1.
Very good. What's the condition?
Z less than or
J
equal
less than or
to
equal to true. If this condition is true,
One.
then control enters into the body of the loop.
Yes.
But you know, in the body there is again first statement is there.
Yes.
Then tell me control goes to initialization part.
Yes.
Part 1.
K.
So tell me one more variable created called K. K. Could you tell me, guys, what's the value of K now?
1.
1. Excellent. Tell me what's the condition in K loop? K less than or equal to 2.
True. 1
True.
less than or equal to.
True. True means control will enter into the body.
Yes.
Could you tell me what is the body of the K loop?
SOP of
SOP of
J plus
I plus J plus K. Let's write output here. Output. Could you tell me what the output now?
3.
3.
3.
1 plus 1 plus 1. Am I clear so far?
Yes.
Could you tell me, guys? Could you tell me after SOP statement is executed, next control moves to increment?
K.
But is it increment of K loop or increment
Yes.
of J loop or increment of I loop?
K.
K loop.
Increment of K loop. Because this SOP statement is in K loop, na?
Mm.
Okay. Then tell me if it goes to increment of K loop, K will be incremented by 1.
Yes.
What's the next value of K?
2.
2. Okay, tell me now once increment of K is done, then tell me goes to the condition of K. What's the condition of K?
2 less than or
2 less than or
equal
equal to condition is true.
True.
Then control enters into the body.
Yes.
Who is the body of the K loop?
SOP of
I plus J
I plus J plus
J plus
K. Could you tell me what's the value of I plus J plus K?
4.
4. Could you tell me once SOP statement executed, where does control will go?
Increment to K.
K loop.
Increment of K loop only.
Yes.
What's the K value next?
3.
3. Could you tell me now once K loop, K incremented, next control goes to K condition?
Yes.
What's the condition of K?
3 less than or equal to
3 less than or equal to 2. Condition fails.
Yes.
Condition fails means control comes out of the K loop.
Yes.
కానీ కిక్కులు అన్ని నేను
Hey, am I clear to you?
కదా
Everybody in online?
ఎస్ సార్
Yeah, control comes out of the K loop now. If control comes out of the K loop, then control goes to where next?
Increment of J loop.
Increment of J loop.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now this variable is gone. Increment of J. Could you tell me what's the J value next?
2.
2. Very nice. Could you tell me what's the condition of J?
2 less than or equal to
True.
True.
2 less than or equal to 2. Condition is true.
ఎస్
Then control enters inside the body.
ఎస్
Could you tell me what is the body of the J loop?
ఫోర్ లూప్
For loop.
Again, there is a first statement. Tell me if there is a first statement, control will immediately go to initialization part.
Yes.
Yes.
What's the value of K again?
1.
1
Now, guys, one more time I'm taking memory for K. This is a memory for K. Could you tell me what's the value of K now?
1
1. 1. Could you tell me, guys, what the condition K?
True. One less
True.
than or
1 less
equal
than or
to
equal to condition true? If
No.
condition true, 1 less than or equals to 2 condition is true.
yes.
Guys,
No.
am I clear to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
K is 1 now, new memory for K.
Yes. Sir.
K less than or equal to?
True. True.
Yes, true. True means control goes inside.
Statement.
Tell me, inside the
okay.
for loop, there is a SOP statement.
Yes.
Yes.
Tell me what the value of SOP, I plus J
J
plus
plus
K.
K.
Could you tell me what the value of I now? 1.
4.
One.
J
Two.
value
plus 2
2.
plus
and
1.
K value 1.
3.
1 plus 2 plus 1.
4.
Output will be 4. Am I clear, guys? Please
Yes.
understand. Tell me, once SOP statement is done, where does control will go?
Increment of K.
Increment.
Increment of K. Very
Two.
good. Could you tell me what the value of K next?
2.
2.
Very good. Could you tell me where does control will go next?
Condition.
Condition.
Condition, K condition. Is
2
K
less
condition
than or
true?
equal to
True.
2.
2 less than or equal to true?
Yes.
Control
Yes.
goes inside the K. Inside the K loop
Yes.
is SOP.
Yes.
1 plus
Yes.
J plus K. Sorry, I plus J plus K. Could you tell me what the value of I plus J plus K?
5.
5.
1 plus 2
Five.
plus 2.
5.
Hey, everyone. Folks, am I clear?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Could you tell me next where does control will go after SOP?
Increment of K.
Increment
Increment
of
of K. Very good. What's the next value of K?
3.
3.
3. Could you tell me? What's the condition of K?
3
False.
less than
3
or
less than or
equal
equal
to
to condition false.
false.
Condition false in K loop.
Yes.
Control comes out of the K loop now.
Yes.
Control comes out of the K loop. Then where does control will go?
Increment
Control
of
will
J.
go to the increment of J loop. Na?
J
Yes.
loop.
Then tell me J will be incremented now. 2 plus 1 will be 3. Hai.
Yes.
Folks, am I clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Everybody in online, am I clear to all of you?
Yes.
Very good. Could you tell me, guys, what's the condition J loop?
False.
False. False. Tell me if the J loop condition false, control comes out of the J loop, na?
Yes.
The control comes out of the J loop, then where does control will go?
Increment of
Increment of
Increment of
I.
I loop, na?
Yes.
Very good. What's the next value of I, folks?
2.
2.
2.
Very good. Tell me what's the condition in I loop?
True.
True. 2 less than or equal to true.
Yes.
Condition true in I loop, na? Tell me
Yes.
control enters into the body. Who is the body in
Yes.
the I loop? For
For loop.
again, if it is a
J.
for statement, control will first enter into. Whenever
Initialization.
control enters newly into for loop, first it goes to where?
Initialization.
Initialization. Could you tell me what the initialization here?
J into J equal
J
to
is
1.
equal to 1 means again J variable is created, na?
Yes.
This J variable is gone, its scope is over. Now first I want to remove them. All these things I would like to remove, guys. Just a minute, I'll remove. Yeah, I have removed all these things now. Folks, please understand me, folks. Yeah. Guys, could you tell me now what the next J variable starts now?
The 1.
Could you tell me where the J will start now?
1.
1. J starts at 1. Could you tell me what's the value of, what's the condition J?
True.
1 less than or equal to condition true. Condition true means control enters into the body. Inside the J loop, the body is again another first statement, na?
Yes.
Tell me when control newly enters into first statement, again it goes to where?
Initialization.
Initialization.
Initialization of K.
Yes. Could you tell me now? K is created now.
Yes.
Another memory space.
What's the value of K now?
1.
1.
1. The memory space created for K. Could you tell me what's the condition K?
True.
1 less than or equal to true. True means
Yes.
control enters inside.
Yes.
Inside what? Body?
SOP
Could you
of
tell me now what's the body of the K loop?
SOP
SOP.
of I plus
SOP
J
of
plus
what?
K.
I plus
J
J
plus
plus
J.
K. Could you tell me what the value of I?
2,
2.
J, 1,
1,
K,
2,
1.
1,
Could you tell me what the output next?
4,
4.
4. Very good. Cool, guys. Could you tell me once SOP statement is completed, where does control will go?
Increment of K.
Increment of K.
Yes.
Increment of K. Could you tell me what the value of K next?
Two.
Is 2.
2.
What about the
One.
condition? 2 less than or equal to condition is true.
2.
Yes.
If condition is true, control goes inside the body.
Yes.
Tell me inside the body of K there is SOP.
SOP
I
of
plus J plus K. Could you tell me what the value of I plus J plus
5.
K?
5.
2 plus 1 plus 2.
5.
5. Folks, understand me. 5. Could you tell me once this SOP statement is completed, where does control will go?
Increment of K.
Increment of K. Could you tell me what's the next value of K?
3.
3,
But what's the condition K?
4,
False.
3 less than or equal to condition false.
yes,
Condition false means control comes out of K loop.
Yes.
yes.
Control comes out of K loop, then where does control will go?
J.
Increment of
Increment
J.
of J.
Increment of J. Very nice. So this K is done, is over. Its memory space deleted because the scope is over. Now the J will be incremented. J
Two.
becomes how much, guys?
2,
2.
Very good. Could you tell me what's the condition J?
True.
true,
True. Control goes inside the J loop body. Tell me
yes,
inside the J loop body, there is a for statement.
Yes.
Control
Yes.
is again entering into for. Whenever
Yes.
control newly enters into the for, first where does it go?
initialization,
Initialization. Exactly. Could you tell me once again the memory for K variable is created or not?
yes,
Yes.
created,
Yes, created. Could you tell me what's the value of K initializer now?
1,
1.
K initializer to 1. Could you tell me what's the condition K?
True.
True. Control
Yes.
goes inside the body. Who is there inside the body of K loop?
I plus J plus
Of
SOP, I plus J plus
J plus
K.
K.
Could you tell me what's the value of I, J, K now?
5,
Plus 2
2
plus
plus
1.
2 plus 1.
1.
2 plus 2 plus 1
5.
means 5.
5.
Guys, it's a 5.
Yes.
Am I clear? Am I
Yes.
clear so far? Could you tell me once SOP statement, where does control will go?
Increment of
Increment
K.
of K.
Yes.
Tell me what's the K next value, guys.
2,
2.
Very good. K next value is 2. Tell me what's the K
Yes.
condition?
True.
2 less than
True.
equal to condition is true.
yes,
Go inside. Inside the K loop, there is SOP.
Yes.
yes,
I plus J plus K. Could you tell me what the output now?
6,
6.
6.
I'm writing output here 6. Okay. Guys, could you tell me now next after SOP, where does control will go?
Increment of
Increment
K.
of K. Increment of K means K becomes how much, guys?
3,
3.
What's the condition of K, guys?
false,
False. 3 less than or equal to condition false. If K loop condition false, control comes out of the K loop, means where does
Yes.
control will go?
increment of J,
Increment of J.
Yes.
Mhm.
Now J will be incremented
by 3,
by 2 plus 1, 3. Could you tell me what the J condition?
Condition false.
false,
So J condition false. If J
Yes.
condition false means control comes out of J loop.
J.
yes,
Yes.
Control comes out of J loop. Where does control will go?
increment of I,
Increment of I
Increment
loop.
of I.
So what's the I loop? 2 plus 1 is 3.
3,
Yes.
Could you tell me what's the condition I loop?
false,
False. If it is false, control comes out of I loop also, na?
Yes.
Yes.
Control definitely goes to next statement finally.
Yes.
Yes.
Am I clear?
yes,
Yes.
sir,
Everyone in online, folks, am I clear? Now could you tell me what's the correct output now? 3,
3,
4,
3, 4,
4, 5, 4, 5,
5, 6.
5, 6. This is the correct output. Am I clear now?
Yes.
Yes.
So basically, like the inner of inner, first comparing that one, right? That is the main, like the inner of inner, like that the third loop is like a for loop is main, like a comparing, right? The
Yeah, I mean
K1.
all the for loops are important, but you should know about how the
Mhm.
outer for loop and how the inner for loop get executed.
Mm.
Okay,
But
that is
inner Inner of inner
Inner
is
of
like a
inner for
core.
loop. See, inner of inner for loop will execute for every iteration of inner loop.
Yes, yes. Mm.
And for every inner loop will execute for every iteration of outer loop.
Mm.
Okay. That's what the way how
So
you need to understand.
basically, where we where we are using that like a inner and inner like a inner
No,
loops.
no. At the time when we are looking about the pattern examples, of course, in the coming to improve the logical skills, we should print some patterns like asterisk
Oh,
patterns, character
yes.
patterns, number patterns.
Yes, yes.
So
Understand.
while working with that kind of pattern applications, so these type of loops are going to be are going to play a key role, an important role.
Sure.
Okay.
Understand.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Could you tell me, guys, what the output we got here?
Yes.
What the output we got here, guys?
3,
3,
4,
4,
3, 4,
5,
4,
5.
5,
4, 5.
4,
Once
5.
again, 4, 5 we got. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry. 3, 4, 4, 5. Once again, we got 4, 5.
Yes.
Do you know what's the next? Sorry. What's the next
5,
result
5,
we
6.
got?
5,
5,
6.
6.
5, 6.
6.
This is output. Am I clear so far? Online folks, am I clear to you so far?
Yes.
Okay. Guys, next we will start with the asterisk patterns. We want to print patterns. Pattern programs. There are some common rules to understand about pattern programs, folks. I just want to add those rules here. Guys, everybody, our intention is we should know or we want to print some pattern programs. See, guys, please understand. We always use nested loops for printing the patterns. Like asterisk pattern will be there, character pattern will be there, numerical pattern will be there. Pattern programs are very important, especially if you are attending an interview as even fresher. They are very important. Okay, fresher or experienced candidate, but pattern programs are important. Multiple pattern programs are there. Don't buy hard any loops. Okay, so my request to all of you is don't just keep it in mind for I is equal to 1, I less than or equal to n, I plus plus. For j is equal to 1, j less than or equal to I, j plus plus. Many of the people will do by heart. But pattern is different, your loops are different. If I change the pattern, this loop doesn't work. That's why you should be very careful in understanding the pattern programs. Folks, everybody in online, please try to understand the statement what I'm saying here. Okay, na? Don't buy hard the loops. Understand the logic. This is logical based programs. Logic's important. Practice 2 to 3 times one program 2 to 3 times on the paper. Then type it in the computer. Then see the output. Am I clear? Right. You should be dedicated when you're learning Java. Okay, right? As okay. When you are trying to learn Java, so you should have only 2-3 things. Your Java technology and your computer. That's it. Okay.
Sure.
Movies, WhatsApp, and all later. Observe here, folks. We always use which loops, guys? Nested loops for printing the patterns. For the outer loop, we count the number of lines or rows and loop for them. Outer loop. Next, for the inner loop, we focus on the number of columns and somehow connect them with the rows by forming the logic. By forming a logic such that for each row we get the required number of columns to be printed. And finally we print the which symbol? Asterisk inside the inner loop. See guys, for example, if I want to print a pattern like this, asterisk, asterisk, then asterisk, asterisk, then asterisk, then asterisk, 3 asterisks, 4 asterisks, 4 asterisks, 5 asterisks, like this I want to print. Everyone, please focus on this. Folks, am I clear? If at all you want to print patterns like this, first we always use what? Nested loops.
Nested.
For the outer loop, we count the number of rows and loop for them.
Okay.
Next, for the inner loop, we
Number of
focus on the number of
column.
columns and somehow connect them with the rows by forming a logic. This logic is very important. Is it clear, guys? Online folks, I just written 2-3 statements regarding the pattern programs. We have to follow this pattern program rules. What are the rules here? Outer loop for counting the number of rows. Inner loop for number of columns. And we need to connect them with the rows by forming a logic. This is important. Finding the logic between rows and columns is very important. See, for example, if you look at this one, guys, this is first row. In first row, how many columns is printed?
5.
One column only printed.
Yes.
But in the second row,
2 columns.
2 columns are printed. In the third row, 3 columns. Are you understanding the logic between the rows and columns now? Online folks? Online folks, am I clear to you?
Yes.
Like that, always we need to find the logic between the rows and columns. We need to form the logic between them. I'll tell you how to write, but this type of programs is our priority tomorrow. I'll stop the session here, guys. We'll continue on tomorrow. We'll continue on tomorrow with these pattern programs. Am I clear for you today, guys? Today's session is very important. Online folks, can you give me a reply?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Guys, everyone, am I clear with you today?
Yes,
I think
sir.
I have to, I have to watch one time more
Yeah,
that
sure.
record.
Please watch
Yeah.
it. Please watch it.
Yeah.
Please watch.
That's
Okay, so
very
that
important.
tomorrow you won't get any confusion. That's what.
Yes.
Thanks.
Can you please upload that notes also?
Yeah, I'll
then?
upload it now. I'll upload today. No issue.
Sure. Thanks.
Yeah, folks, thanks. We'll continue on tomorrow, folks. Thank you.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank you,
have a
sir.
great
I'll
day.
start the session a bit early today. My apologies to you because I started a bit late. I came a bit
No
late.
worries. Yeah,
Mm.
no
So
worries.
tomorrow
It's fine.
we'll try to start the session on time so that we can discuss more programs. Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.